Okay, so I'm going to assume that your cost per result is extremely high. You're not getting good qualified leads that are opting in into your funnel. It could be any funnel, okay, a book a call funnel, normal lead form ads, a webinar funnel, low ticket to high ticket funnel. I don't care. Yeah, you're not getting financially qualified leads and leads that fit into your ideal client persona. And now that's kind of causing this huge concern to come up that what the fuck am I supposed to do to actually start getting all of these things back into place so that I can scale my ads profitably. And your one short answer to this issue is that your front end selling mechanisms are just not dialed in properly. And in this video, I'm going to be telling you exactly how you can go ahead and solve all of these front end selling mechanisms so that you can start getting much more good qualified leads opting in into your funnel with a lower cost per result and qualified leads that actually have the budget to go ahead with whatever you have. So sit back, relax, and note down everything that I say. So with your front end selling mechanisms, you just have 5 things that you have to really put your attention towards. Okay, first is your messaging. Second is your campaign structure and how. Second is your campaign structure and what all you were doing inside of your campaigns before launching them. Third is your creatives as a whole, video ads, carousel, static, all right. Fourth is your landing page, and fifth is your VSL. All these 5 things contribute towards the core front end selling mechanism. And even if one of them is just off or not properly dialed in, then your entire front end selling mechanisms with, that comprise of higher cost per result, extremely bad qualified leads opting in into the funnel, either they don't fit under your ICP or they just don't have the budgets to move forward. All of that stuff, you will start facing all of these things while scaling your campaigns, and it's going to hit you in the foot. So let's begin with the first pillar, that is messaging. With your messaging, you really want to make sure that you're speaking with your right ICP. Okay, now especially with the Meta Andromeda update, this has become a very, very crucial part of running campaigns and running your ads, because if there is no message variation while you're running your campaigns, you are bound to fail. Now, how do you actually go ahead and make out a lot of variations of your messaging? Simple. Define your ICP. Okay, have that written on a piece of paper. This is your ICP. Then under your ICP, list down all of the pain points that they face in a day-to-day life. Okay, it can be 10, 15, 20, I don't care. Just list them all out. Now, besides each of the pain points that you've listed out, try to correlate as many of the pain points as you can with your service delivery. See if your service delivery or product can actually go ahead and solve that person's pain point. If it can, perfect. You have multiple different variations of your messaging right there and there itself. That's literally what I use, and I have my inner circle members and all of my clients as well go ahead and implement, and they just see a tremendous amount of messaging variations that they can do. There's this one client of mine, he is scaling in the business funding space, and I told him to implement this exact thing, and he got like 30 different messaging variations through all of the different pain points that he got. And especially with the Meta Andromeda update, you need to have multiple variations of messaging to be able to produce a lot of creatives outside. Otherwise, you're just bound to fail, right? So go ahead, implement this right now, and you'll see the amount, and you'll just see so many different messaging angles that you can go ahead and just push out on Meta with this strategy of mine. Now, after you have sorted your messaging variation out, a numerous amount of messaging diversities within your campaign, I'm going to go ahead and tell you how you want to approach the second pillar, which is structuring your campaign to making sure that it functions in the best way possible. So this is how I go ahead and structure my campaigns, and this is exactly what I tell my inner circle members to go ahead and do, and also my clients that I go ahead and consult on. So this is the exact framework. 1 campaign, 2 ad sets, and at least 15 to 20 creatives inside each of the ad sets. Okay, non-negotiable. This has to be done. This is the bare minimum, I'm telling you. Bare minimum. Then I go on to the ad set level, and in the ad set level, the 2 ad sets that I have, the first ad set, I don't do any sort of targeting at all. It's only the age barrier that I'll add depending on the ICP and stuff. But apart from that, it's literally broad. I don't even touch the detailed targeting section, don't even touch the placements at all. It's just whatever Meta wants to do. Second ad set, I will again pretty much 90% trust Meta, but I just want to test out a little bit of interest targeting. So I'll add 3 levels of interest targeting, that's it, that are relevant to my ICP. That's all. And I'll push out the campaign like that. So that's how you have your campaign, your 2 ad sets formatted, and the creatives that go inside each of the ad sets will pretty much be the same, but you have to have 15 creatives inside. So if you have 15 creatives inside of ad set 1, those same creatives you can duplicate it inside ad set 2, that's fine, completely fine. But you should at least have a minimum of 15. I would go ahead and say max at least 35 to 40, but if you cannot go ahead with so many, maybe through any sorts of constraints that you have, then 15 is minimum. So now moving on to the third pillar, which is your creatives as a whole. Now, when you are running ads, and especially performance marketing ads, please respect the money that you're putting in and actually put in efforts into your creatives. I see so many people, I'll take example for video ads itself. They'll record their video ads with their phone in their hand. They're like walking in some garden or something. I don't know where they're walking, but they'll be walking, putting the phone in their hand, and they'll record while walking and stuff. There's all sorts of background noise in the background, and it just does not sound so appealing, and then they'll put like a huge header on top of their video ad with like, I don't know, some sort of hook or something, and then they just go ahead and launch those ads, and they expect like, oh, a lot of good leads and all opting in. I have never met in my entirety of my advertising career even one person who goes ahead and launches ads in this manner and actually get in qualified buyers into their pipeline. Okay, like I've never seen that happen at all, and I can literally bet money on someone who wants to go ahead and prove me wrong on this. There's no one who can go ahead, launch a campaign like that, and actually go ahead and expect results coming in through that. Good results, okay? Not some any like results and stuff. But you just cannot. Put in effort into production quality. Use a good phone, record with good lighting and stuff, sit in one place, or if you want to move around in places and have like different angles of your recording, then at least plan that out properly. Don't just take your phone in your hand, keep walking, and then just, talk like while you're walking and stuff. It's the most stupid thing that you can ever do. There are billionaires out there who spend millions on just having their ads placed on television advertisements, and you on the other hand want to just go ahead with your performance marketing, record a video with this shabby setup of yours, and then just have that on front of thousands and millions of people's faces while they're doom scrolling on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. Like, how do you go ahead and expect people to genuinely put an interest into your video and then go opt in into your funnel and stuff? Like, come on, man, that's your first touch point with your lead. First impressions matter. At least make sure that your production quality while running ads is good. I'm not saying having like a huge setup and all, but at least lighting should be good. Your phone should be properly placed, good 1080p recording, 4K recording, 60 FPS, and a good script in mind, and properly planned variations within the camera angles and stuff. If you want to like record from different places and stuff, have that planned out at least. I'm telling you, your first impressions matter. If your first impression is shit, you're not going to have people very incentivized to go ahead and like opt in into your funnel in the first place. Now, going on to the fourth pillar, which is your landing page as a whole. You have to make sure that all of the messaging that is there on the landing page is congruent with whatever you have said in the video ad. This is a very common practice that has been there in the advertising realm for a very long time, especially with Google AdWords and stuff. It's called page congruency, okay, where if you're saying something in your video ad, you want to make sure that the same message is either back again on the landing page or is continued in a much more congruent manner so that everything makes sense. I have seen people talk about lead quality in their video ad, but on the landing page they talk about how to scale their ads through Meta and stuff. Like, how does that make sense? You're talking about lead quality in your video ad, but on the landing page you're talking about how to scale your Meta ad campaigns. That's incongruency within the messaging itself, and you're going to see a huge drop off if you do something stupid as this. If you actually go ahead and track all of your metrics of the landing page and all of that jazz, then you will really see how much messaging plays a role, and how much messaging congruency plays a role in everything that you do in performance marketing. The last and the fifth most final thing is the VSL. Again, VSL is also tied down to the messaging that is there. Making sure that your messaging remains congruent throughout VSL as well is very, very important. Putting in efforts into the video editing of the VSL is also important, because you want people to go ahead and watch your entire VSL out. In your VSL, I'm sure you're going ahead and explaining your entire process of exactly how you're going to help them out and stuff. So it is an educational video. Now you want people to go ahead and actually watch this entire VSL, or at least 50% of it, so that when they do hop on the sales call, it does not become an educational call, it actually becomes a sales call. So you're pre-educating your buyers before the sales call. So make sure that people watch at least 25, 50 or a full 90% of your VSL. And how do you make sure people go ahead and watch that? Again, you need to make sure that your quality of the VSL is good. Post-production, pre-production is all properly dialed in so that people go ahead and watch. It's a long-form video asset, okay? Mr. Beast sort of people go ahead and put so much days of effort into creating a good video out there on YouTube that gets 60, 50, 100 million views. And look at the post-production and pre-production on all of that shit. If you can't go ahead and create a good enough VSL for people to go ahead and watch throughout, or at least 50% of it, then how do you go ahead and expect them to be educated before the call? If you actually go ahead and track all of the KPIs of your VSL as well, how many people go ahead, watch your VSL, open your VSL, watch 50% of it, 25% of it, 90% of it, you will be able to make calculated decisions on what you need to improve on. And if you really want to go ahead and track your KPIs for the VSL, I'm going to be linking below a site where you can upload your videos on and have those embeds on your landing page so that you can go ahead and track everything. The site is called Wistia. You can go ahead and check it out. It's a very, very good site. I use it myself, and I'm able to track in so much data points of how people watch my VSL, how much do they watch it, and I keep tweaking my VSL accordingly. And that's what a common practice that you should do as well, So yeah, I hope these 5 things made sense to you. If you go ahead and really improve on all of these 5 things, I'm telling you for a fact that you're going to see a huge increase in the lead quality, in the show up rates, and also a huge drop in the cost per result that you're getting. Everything will get back in track, and your front end selling mechanisms will finally be dialed in. So go ahead, implement this right now.